Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Motor Chaos. Your host, Dave. I got online with my special guest for the second time, Andy Mears. How are you, Andy?
I am wonderful, man. Ready to go drag racing.
So, how's your New Year been so far?
I didn't do well with the funny car the first outing. All my fault, not the cars. And we raced last weekend with Southwest Superchargers, and I won that event last weekend.
Yeah, I don't think we talked much about your dragster in the interview I did with you before. But the dragster's alcohol?
Yes, it's a blown alcohol car. Same basic power plant as the funny car. It's 577 Scoggin-Dickey Performance Center, big block Chevrolet.
Then how long have you been driving the dragster now?
I've had the dragster 11 years.
No, so
when I started running Superchargers, that's the car I started with.
So what's the quickest pass you've had with that dragster?
And at the Spring Fling a couple of years ago, I went 662.
Now the quarter mile or eighth mile?
Quarter mile. Right. With the sanction I run with the Southwest Supercharger, we run off of a 460 index, eighth mile. And in the finals last weekend, I ran a 460 with a 5.
So you're happy with that then?
Oh, absolutely. The guy I raced against ran a 460 with an 8. So it was a close race.
So now, are you going to do anything with the funny car at the Funny Car Chaos event this year?
I'm going to run 2 of them. We'll run Amarillo the 1st of June, and then in September I'll run it in Denton. I've talked about going to Missouri, but I also fly competition model airplanes, and we're going over to Paris to fly in the World Championships.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
and that's kind of got right in the middle of my schedule.
Yeah, because I did an interview with Jordan Ballou. He's out gunning for you.
Well, I've got it tuned up now. I'm ready for him.
Because you barely beat him.
Yeah, and I'm ready for him. Let's just say I've made some changes this year that he better tune his up.
So the dragster you drove for 11 years, the Dragon Slayer funny car, how many years?
I'm on my 4th year with it.
So now for this year, how many events do you have scheduled for both cars?
13.
You want to run over them so the people can know where you're going?
I'll do my best. Next weekend we're in Denton. The weekend after that with the dragster we're in Waco. And 2 weeks after that we're in Ardmore, Oklahoma. We're back with the funny car in Ardmore.
Okay, so, and then if people want to find the schedule, they just look at the Dragon Slayer page on Facebook.
They can look at the Dragon Slayer or under my name. Also, they can look under the Southwest Heritage Racing Association or the Southwest Chargers, Southwest Superchargers, which is the group I run the dragster with.
Now, are you going to be doing anything with the California?
And just like going to their events. And unfortunately, it's just not going to work in my schedule this year. All their stuff is way up north in Sacramento, and that's a 3-day drive for me.
Yeah. Have you ever talked to the Great Lakes Funny Car Circuit?
I've talked to them and the Rocky Mountain Superchargers. And nothing against any organization. A lot of them run the Chicago Shootout, which is you make 2 passes and the 2 closest to the index run in the final. Man, I want to draw a bracket and let's go race, 3 rounds or 4 or whatever. When I travel that far, I like to make more than 3 hits. I hope. That's my plan when I go anyway.
Right. So for this season, what else you got planned, Andy? Anything else you want to tell us about?
I I'm just excited for the year. Like I said, we made a few changes on the engine combination. For the first time ever on any car I've ever owned, I actually put a race pack on it. And Chris at Race Pack's been excellent getting that set up for me. And I'm just ready. I mean, the car's set on kill, and I'm real anxious to be at Denton next week.
So now, if anybody missed the other interview we did 5 months ago, that you drive a 57 Chevy Belair, right?
Yes, a 57. It's one of Tom McEwen's. It's number 6 of Tom McEwen's molds. It's 57 Chevrolet, and it's not all. It looks like Tom McEwen's. The nose isn't chopped down or anything. It looks like a 57 Chevrolet, and it is an awesome car.
And why don't you tell the people what you got under that hood?
It's got a steel block, aluminum head, big block Chevrolet. It's 577 cubic inch. Has a blower shop's 1071 blower on it with Enderley injection. Mike Carpenter built the chassis, which is a local man here. He's built the dragster and the funny car and several cars for me. We did go in and put a brand new Mark Williams full floater rear end under it this year. We were having rear end issues. I broke a gear at Chaos and still won it. It's, like I said, it's all a Scott and Dickey Performance Center here in Lubbock built the motor, and it makes 1,893 horsepower.
Nice. Now, how about with the dragster? What kind of engine you got on the dragster?
It's a twin to the funny car. They're exactly the same. The only difference between the funny car and the dragster is I've got a good vibrations, big and ugly pad on the dragster. Other than that, they're twins.
So which one you prefer driving?
They're totally different. The dragster is an absolute ball to drive. But I hate to say no challenge, but I mean the car it's like it's on rails every time it leaves the start line. The funny car is always a challenge to drive. I enjoy driving the funny car more because it's more of a challenge. You're not ever sure if it's really going to go straight or not.
Yeah. So now with the dragster, what's been your greatest memory driving the dragster?
When I started driving that dragster 11 years ago, I just got out of a body cast from breaking my back and built that car. And that car has just been, it's like a kid to me. I mean, I just love that car. It's deadly consistent. It's easy to tune. It'll go down a dirt road. I tell people it'll go down a dirt road. It's just a phenomenal car. And we finished in the top 3 in points with Southwest Superchargers. Every year I've run with them. We've started out, like I said, the first race of the season, won the first race, and it's just unload it and put it on the track and it'll run.
Right. And now, for people who didn't hear your other interview, what year did you start drag racing?
Technically, I started drag racing in 1974. I ran a V-stock automatic 55 Chevrolet and an E-stock 4-speed 69 Scrambler Rambler in 74 and 75. I went from that to a front engine car when I was young and not so smart, and got away from that. I actually went and ran late model dirt track cars and some Formula Ford stuff for a little while. Then went back and built a Mazda rotary. We're a Mazda dealer, and I built in 1981 built the first ever blown rotary. It was featured in Superstock magazine and Hot Rod and National Dragster and everything else. It was at that time, before imports were just absolutely what they are now. The car would run in low 10s out of 80 cubic inch, and it was pretty impressive. I was running imports before imports was cool. And I went from that to a rear engine car to, and that's where I broke my back in. Quit racing for a while. I let my kids drive. And then a friend of mine was running in the Southwest Superchargers organization, and I was going to help him. And a couple of years of tuning on that, I just had to have one, so we built the dragster. And I was going to tell my wife I'll do it a couple of years and I'll be done. And since then, I've built a funny car and a front engine car, blown alcohol injected front engine car. And I'm back to basically I'm going to run the funny car. The funny car is going to be my main priority this year.
Nice. So what would you consider the milestones of your drag racing career?
The biggest thing was winning Funny Car Chaos. I mean, the highlight of my career will always be that, winning the inaugural first ever Funny Car Chaos in Denton. And mainly it wasn't easy. We were having a fuel issue that we couldn't find, and my cousin Greg Smith and his brother-in-law Adam Roberts are my two crewmen, and we worked hard to win that race. And that's been the highlight, I mean, of everything.
Tell him okay, bye.
Well, okay, Andy, we want to thank you for your time for the update for this year.
Well, I appreciate it, Dave. I look forward to talking to you again, and hope I can see everybody at the races.
Okay, everyone, make sure you get out there if you're in the Texas area and check out Andy Mears and the 57 Chevy Bel Air Dragon Slayer. So, thanks again for your time, Andy.
Absolutely, Dave. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.